Professional sports only NASCAR begins with its biggest event. Welcome to Fox Sports coverage of the Daytona 500. I'm Mike Joy with Hall of Famer Darrell Waltrip.
Mike, the Daytona 500, the great American race. It's the Super Bowl, it's the World Series, it's the Kentucky Derby, all rolled into one.
The 500 has always been the biggest race of any season.
It has, Mike, and there's the guys that are favorites, but I love Dale Jr. in this race. This track means a lot to the Earnhardt family, and I love to see Dale Jr. win this thing.
All right, 200 laps. Let's go.
Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar with some more NASCAR 14. I am in the So Fucking car yet again. Jeff Gordon and I starting 1 and 2. I, of course, am starting first, and this kind of serves as a testament to my lack of knowledge about things that are NASCAR. But my understanding was that in the duel, which was the race I did previously for the Daytona 500, I think they mentioned something along the lines that how I finished in that would determine my position for the Daytona 500. Well, I started off first. I don't know how that is, but that's okay. So I'm still suffering from funding problems. I don't have enough money as of yet to be able to get decent parts and components necessary to make my car one of the best on the track. But I seem to be holding my own pretty well right here. This is not bad at all. Was at 6th for a while. Now I'm in 2nd. Really having a hard time. Oh, man. See, this is why having, like, poor components on your car is just really terrible because, I mean, since I can't stay on my lane, I mean, I'm going to bump into people. So I'm getting passed by everybody as they're able to maintain their speed. I'm not. Thanks for the bump there. I'm just worried that this is going to happen again. But, I mean, this is a mixture of me, you know, getting bumped, but also me not having a good car. So, great. I'm now dropping, and Busch behind me has got to be absolutely livid that I'm not letting him pass me either, and I've probably slowed him down quite a bit too. Now the good thing is I am able to obtain enough speed to be able to keep with this little mini pack. Actually, a pretty decently sized pack. Dang you! I'm still getting passed. I'm going to end up in last place in this one probably. Though I do remember when I had this game on PS3, there was a race where I ended up going from, like, worst to first. That was pretty cool. All right, let's not go 4 wide. That's what you get, Busch, for trying to pass me earlier. No, he might end up in last place. All right, so I am now in the 40s. I'm going to have to try and work my way towards a decent position to end up finishing this. And I've really got to think about what would be decent. So, in the previous race, that duel that I was talking about earlier, we only had half of the participants. It seemed like there was 2 of them going on at the same time, but I ended up 16th. So, if I end up 32nd, I'll be happy. But look at this! I'm not doing too bad at all. Dang it, if only I didn't bump him. I probably would have been able to get past him right there, too. That's okay. If I wait just a little bit, I'll still get a chance to pass him. So there's an obvious fear of mine being in a pack like this. I mean, you've seen plenty of times what happens to me when I can't go ahead and, you know, hold my lane. I just don't want to cause another terrible, like, crash right here. So I want to try and get in someone's draft because it reduces the amount of wind resistance. Makes my car more efficient, and I'm able to go a little bit faster. But I don't want to get right behind somebody either, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job. See, using that draft propels me forward, and I can really, like, charge at them. Alright, well, this is getting nasty. I'm going to have to try to find a way to get out of this. But I actually am pretty proud of myself, how I'm doing. We've gone through a few turns without any problems at all. Yeah, I'm not going to let him pass me. I don't think he really could anyway. All right, coming into another turn. Keep bringing me forward. Got someone drafting behind me. Dang it, he bumped me. Going to someone else, but all right, I'm feeling pretty good about this now. So, I've got a while to go to catch up to the people in front of me. Understanding full well the people behind me will get a chance to pass me. It's like a constant back and forth, obviously. I kind of wonder what it is, because it seems like, I mean, I understand people can, you know, draft behind me and everything. And that, oh, dang it. I lost some speed on that turn. But I know some people can draft behind me, and that propels them forward, too. That's probably what it is when I see people behind me just fly right past me, but I've done it to them plenty of times here, too. Try to see if I can get in the middle. Well, I slowed him down pretty good, too, so not going to have to worry about them. But this is just a giant free-for-all right now. Oh, my gosh. That's terrible for a few reasons. One, I don't like the caution coming out because, well, that means we're going to be back in one giant pack again. And then two, I probably lost a few positions there as well. At least it wasn't too crazy as far as the accident. Ah, dang it. I'm just not happy about this. All right. So, yep, 40 now. I've got a ways to go. It's going to be actually pretty tough to get to where I want to be, what I'm going to consider a decent end to this race. We're about halfway through, of course, as you can see in the top left. Total of 20 laps. I don't like to go and play the full race just because, one, that does take a lot of time. And with my mediocrity, it's going to be painful to watch. But also, too, trying to pull that all into one video is going to be crazy, too. I mean, I do like being able to play this for a lot of reasons. I mean, this is a fun game and has really allowed me to appreciate the sport of racing a lot more in NASCAR. But it's also pretty easy to edit, too. Okay, so the main group's getting far away from us here. I'm 29th right now. It looks like we're catching up to him pretty well here, too. If I can just... Spoke too soon. Spoke way too soon. Like, I know with NASCAR, too, like, everybody's really close to one another. And that just boggles my mind, especially now, like, being able to go ahead and go through, like, these type of races, see somewhat of what drivers are up against. But, man, they don't give anybody any room for anything at all. Anyway. All right. 42nd. Got one person behind me. That bush. Anyway, so got to find a way to catch up to these guys. I'm looking very closely in the top right, which shows the amount of time between me and the person in front of me. So I've been able to actually go ahead and bring the time down quite a bit, and I've caught up to him pretty quickly too. Haven't gotten anywhere close to the best lap, which Danica Patrick now holds.
Okay, we're halfway there. Keep digging.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get anywhere remotely close to the front.
Eyeside's clear.
And I mean, that's to be expected. Of course, when you start things off as a rookie and you don't have too many funds, you're not going to do too great. Though, fortunately, and I decided this is not something that I'm going to show, I do get my first, like actual game sponsor from this. So that means I will get some more revenue with each race that I participate in. And hopefully, some of the money that I make just from, participating in every race will kind of go a long way for me to be able to get to where I need to be. Finally be able to upgrade my shop and, get myself more than just refurbished and standard parts. That'll be cool. Then I'll be able to crush everyone. All right, so I'm just flying through the back ranks here.
Okay, let's go find your next victim.
I don't understand why this has gotten so easy. I'm wondering if there's like rubber banding in this, which is, if you guys don't know what that is, like sometimes, and the first game I ever heard about this with was like NBA Jam way back when. Like you would get up by a ton of points, but then somehow you would do a terrible job, like just doing anything at all, and the computer miraculously came back to make it a close game. So I'm wondering if to some degree there is like that going on here, but it's giving me a little bit of a boost, so that way I don't end up in the back. I mean, that kind of makes sense why a game would want to do that, because you don't want your players to be like, oh my gosh, I'm miserable at this. I don't want to play this anymore. It's way too hard or unfair. I know there's a difficulty level in this game too, but, you know, regardless of what the difficulty level is, no matter how hard I rear end somebody, I'm going to lose some speed. That's really going to end up hurting me, I feel like. You can see that Witt in front of me is really increasing the spacing between him and me. Now, as we go into this turn, I'm kind of bringing it down a little bit, and it seems like when I was playing this on the PS3, the turns were my bread and butter as well. Made up a lot of time on that, mostly because I did not brake as quickly as I should. Which reminds me, the next track is going to be different. It won't be in Daytona. So I'll have to take a look and see what that one is. What I usually do to prepare myself for every single race is I will go ahead and like play a few laps just to kind of get a feel of how long is each lap going to be, because that translates to, you know, how long a video will be and how many laps I can do. You know, but also what kind of components do I really need to purchase for the car to be able to do well. Seems like these larger tracks, like Daytona, are ones that I don't do too hot with. But some of the smaller ones, that's where I do really well at. So hopefully the next one will be something like that. Maybe get my first win here with the restart of everything now that I'm playing it on PC rather than the PS3. Oh, dang it. I wanted to get in between them. I probably should have gotten high on that one. Or gone high on that one. Man, this has not been good. All right, so about 5 laps to go. As you can see from the top. Now, Earnhardt Jr. is going to be behind me, but I think he's going to try to pass me. All right, so here I am at 31. That's one position better than what I was going to consider a decent finish to this one. And with the person in front of me being almost 8.5 seconds in front of me, I'm not, of course, going to be able to come back, because that is almost 2 seconds per lap that I'd have to overcome. And there's no way that that's going to happen as well. So I'm just going to have to cruise through all of this, which is nice, gives me some more experience and whatnot. I probably should have gone through and done a lot of laps on this just by myself. I just did the practice ones before this, which gives you about like 5 minutes or so on the track. That's probably what I'm going to get right here too. But it's really just a matter of like getting used to the controls. And what I'm doing for this too is I'm not actually using the keyboard or mouse or anything at all. It's just an Xbox controller that is plugged into my PC. I had thought it might be a good investment at some point to like get a wheel for something like this, because the more I play this, the cooler it gets. And I was talking to Bob Train a while ago, and Bob Train was telling me about iRacing, and that seems like that might be kind of cool too. I'm just really nervous though, because I'm not like, I don't know, I don't know too much about racing, and luckily iRacing has a system set up where, you know, you can, like, you have different levels, and so people who are not as good or rookies, you know, they'll start off and they'll be competing against each other. And the better you get, the more you'll play people of like your type of experience. So, I don't know. Maybe I will get one. We'll have to wait and see. I'll have to look online and see how much that stuff costs. But that might actually help quite a bit, being able to like maintain a lane here and whatnot. And then that way, at the beginning of every race, I won't fall back a ton of positions. All right, just a few more laps to go. Yeah, the lead with the person in front of me has just increased, which was to be expected. But luckily, I'm increasing my lead on the person behind me. So I don't think he'll be able to catch up at all. Looks like I will finish in this position. So, as I mentioned, you know, a different track in the next one will add a little bit more excitement to all this. If I do remember correctly, I think it is a very short track. So those turns will probably help me out quite a bit. All right. one more lap, and then it's the final lap. So I guess I've been off by a lap every single time. It's just tough because I look up there and I see 19 out of 20, and I just naturally think, okay, well, it's going to end at 20 because that's whole. But nope, not the case. Man. So the graphics on this, too, I actually like this on PC. So if any of you are debating whether or not you want to get this game, you should probably get it on PC. Obviously, I like, you know, the more frames per second. The graphics are obviously a lot better than what a PS3 can support. And it's in 1080. So it does make a huge difference, too, because I went back and I looked at, you know, my videos that I had done, because I don't have my PS3 set up right now, which... After going to the Husker spring game yesterday, I kind of want to play some NCAA again. But it really, I mean, you can tell the difference between the two. Oh, wow, I really have picked up my lead here behind the person behind me. Made up a little bit of time on the person in front of me, too. But obviously not enough with this being the final lap. So, coming in to the final turn here. Going to end up here 31st. Does mean I get some points. Oh, Tony Stewart won. Does mean I get some points, which does help me. I am a rookie, so that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I'm pretty happy with this. That's not too bad. So thanks for watching, you guys. I sure do appreciate it. More of this to come later on, so make sure you guys subscribe if you have not already. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that great jazz. But you guys are phenomenal people. You really are. Thank you again